The Riot World Championship champions are gone. A god is brutally beaten in Germany, and everybody loves to buy stickers. We'll discuss all this and more. I'm John Reisinger, and with me, as always, are Meg Turney and the Daily Dot's Jared Wynne. Hello, everybody.
Oh, hello.
Here's what you need to know.
That sentence made me think about in South Park when they all talk about stickers and they go, sunshine. That's what I think we should do now. The League of Legends World Championship wasn't that long ago, and the two most dominant teams from that event have already broken up, including the reigning world champions. Both Samsung Galaxy White, who won the event, and the semifinalists Samsung Galaxy Blue have been dissolved, and a number of the players will be headed to play in China. Jared, they were so dominant. Why are they breaking up?
Some of them were stolen away to China. That's in part what happened. Well, when players are this
Against their will,
scary.
with lots of money.
Yes, stolen away with nice contracts to come play.
Sounds like a Jason Statham transporter film or something like that.
It's not quite that exciting, honestly. It's more like some League of Legends players signing contracts. What a great film.
Taken 4.
Starring Jason Statham.
As long as it's starring Jason Statham,
Yeah,
that's all that
he's
matters.
like negotiating for
Not
them.
even, I said Taken, but that's not a Jason
No,
Statham.
that's not.
No,
Liam Neeson's.
Liam Neeson and Jason Statham both
Yes.
signed.
Both signed
Yeah.
to work in China.
They were under the employ of these Chinese pro gaming teams to sign the Korean player. They had to go big to get
I
the
love
Korean
it.
players.
What's
you know?
with all these teams breaking up after they win?
Well, success breeds dysfunction and chaos and breakups. And
Nobody knows what happened, and now you look like the jerk.
nothing happened. I don't know. I just, my eyes got big for some reason.
Success breeds chaos.
I saw a full moon.
Now it sounds like my ass was out. Success breeds
It wasn't
chaos.
yours.
Oh,
It was
thank
someone's in the background.
Why are these teams breaking up?
Success breeds dysfunction and chaos. Sounds kind of familiar when I'm saying that. Well, in Korea, you have these big League of Legends teams who play at such a high level because they come up through this boot camp system, basically. It's what we equate it to because they play so much and so rigidly in the infrastructure they have there. When they become famous, then these big Chinese organizations have a lot of money. They sign them over to come play in China. Not all of them. There's one player who wants to go to the West. There's another player who probably will stay in Korea. But you have 10 or so players among these two teams who are all going to go in different directions because of their success. And they could stay together and continue to be dominant and maybe win another world title next year. But it's just better for them to go to a more relaxed environment, at least theoretically, and make more money. It makes sense to me. You know, it's not that hard to understand. You make that money when you can. And in this case, they're going to make that money.
Yeah.
Make that money.
The latest Hearthstone expansion is already on its way and is due for a December release. Card previews have been released and many players are already worried about potential balance issues. Jared, is it too early to be worrying? Are they valid?
It's not too early to be worried. It's never too early or too late. It's too late,
To
baby.
apologize?
I just went like 3 different song lyrics sequentially. It's, a Hearthstone. New expansion right after the second one, the Curse of Necromancer, well, the first expansion actually. Curse of Necromancer was very recent, and now we're going back into Goblins versus Gnomes. More than 100 new cards coming out. The idea is to add a bunch of variety to the game, not let it get stale, but variety doesn't necessarily come from new cards. You can have a new card that actually makes the game more stale, like Lotheb, which is a good card. So good, in fact, that it was used in almost every single deck at the Hearthstone World Championship. So just because you're adding new cards doesn't mean you're adding more variety to the game. If you have one card that's so overpowered or so versatile, it can be used in every deck, whether it's a control deck or an aggression deck, Zoo, Miracle, what have you. That's not really a good thing. And you can also kind of jump the shark when you have to keep on coming up with new card ideas, especially if they're not going to come up with new abilities for cards like Charge and Taunt and so on and so forth, which they seem hesitant to do because they don't want to make the game too complicated and they don't want to introduce mechanics that are not fun for the players to experience, which they talked about before. So there's a lot of things to consider here for the Hearthstone developers, and now they're just going to jump in, I guess, with a bunch of new cards.
Okay.
Hearthstone's developers, which we were just talking about, have promised more support for the competitive side of the game next year, and they've also said that the last hero standing format is here to stay. So let's kind of talk about that. What is the last hero standing format?
Last hero standing is where you come in with 4, for example, the number can vary, but generally 4 different decks with different class for each deck. Those decks all have to be built up from scratch, and one of those gets banned, and then you have the remaining 3 decks, and your opponent has 3 decks, and you play until one of you doesn't have any decks left. So when you lose a game, that deck gets knocked out of the lineup. It's good because it demonstrates variety in the game. You have to have different hero classes being played. It's potentially bad in that it creates a barrier for entry because it's hard enough to create one professional level deck because it can be very expensive to play Hearthstone at that level. Creating 4 is that much more of an issue. You have to dedicate either a lot of money or a tremendous amount of time to do that. So they're going to stick with the current format, I think. They're taking more interest in the competitive side of the game. They've been very public about that now. Of course, that doesn't really jive with the fact they're releasing a new expansion, which is like 1/4 RNG cards, which means they're random. Random elements are being introduced to the game, and yet they want to pay more attention to the competitive side of it. I don't know. Come see, come saw. I don't know if that fixed here.
That's actually French for like, I'm okay.
Yeah. You know, I actually speak some French, and I just misuse like the French expression.
You know, pomme de terre. Anyway.
C'est la vie. Petit mot.
That's actually better.
C'est la vie was good.
I slipped in another one there that you guys didn't understand, but our French viewers, of which there are many.
How many French viewers do we have?
At least one.
Okay.
They'll know I just said something questionable.
A little Easter egg for them.
I can't wait till it be translated in the comments. Yeah.
Yeah.
I honked with my wing. Honk, honk.
So classy.
Different winks here.
The 10th edition of the Home Story Cup was played this past weekend. Some of the world's best StarCraft 2 players came to Germany to take part, including StarCraft Brood War legend Lee Flash Young-Ho. Lee looked dominant in making a run to the final, but he was stopped in his tracks there in the epic 7-game series by Juan parting Lisak. Jared, let's talk about Juan's victory.
Let's do that. Flash played really well here. He won more than 10 games in a row, and considering he's a StarCraft Brood War legend, everyone was very excited to see him. The fans were chanting his name repeatedly. It was great. It was a bunch of fanfare. Hey, awesome. But at the same time, this other guy, parting, was sweeping through his side of the playoff bracket, going 3-0, 3-0 in the quarterfinals and semifinals, respectively. So he was playing really well. And when they came together in the final, they just clashed like two lovers, or enemies, I guess I should say, or lovers who've become enemies, clashing as they do in a best of 7 series in a StarCraft 2 tournament. You know, not to imply anything about these guys, but as they do. I'm making a comparison, which is not actually.
Yeah, you are. You're making something.
Yeah, this isn't literal.
Let's talk about the clip.
Oh, we have a clip. Yeah,
Yes.
good idea. That's a great idea. So in this clip, what we're going to show is, well, I should say, first of all, in the finals, multiple times, the commentators called the game as being over before it was, including in the 7th and final game. How epic is that? It's so epic. It's tremendously epic. It's legendarily epic. It's more epic than I can
Stop
really.
saying epic.
It's great.
It's wonderful.
It's so great. It's tremendously.
It's my
good.
favorite thing that happens with commentators.
I like almost as much as I like
When they
stickers.
call
when they
the
call
wrong-
something and then it's wrong, and I'm like, meh.
I laugh like a
Gotcha.
camel.
Meh.
Is that how a camel laughs?
It's a French laugh.
It's a French camel laugh.
So many sound effects. This
All those
episode.
French camels. Yeah. We have a lot of French camel viewers, I think.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Or French who
Or
smoke camels.
hidden demographic.
See what I did there?
I got it.
Anyway, wait, clip. Parting beat Flash in the 7th and final game, and we're going to show how I did that in spite of having an army that looked to be outnumbered. Well, was outnumbered, and Flash also had some medevacs healing his troops. He's going to use some Protoss spells to even the odds. First, you see some force fields come out. Those create a bottleneck that Flash has to go through with his troops, his Marines and such, which kind of evens out the advantage a little bit, but still, Parting is at a disadvantage, but he's going to use Blink, an ability that his Stalker units have, and most of his units in the background there, they are Stalkers. They're doing the big damage here. You blink a unit back when it gets wounded, behind the fresh ones. If you do it really precisely, at the perfect timing, you can extend the life of your army way beyond where it would normally be expected to expire, and he does that perfectly, or so perfectly, that the commentators who just seconds ago called Flash to win the game now have to call Parting to win the game, because he wins like 20 seconds after they say he's going to lose, and he ends up winning the entire tournament in doing so. So it was a great moment, and he reacted very emotionally, not just because of this, but because he was proud to win for his mom.
Oh, I want to give him a hug.
Yeah, he said that.
I feel like if I was gonna, like, I was in the 7th game of a final and then they called it for the other person and then I won, I'd be like, suck it. But he's like, I'm happy to win for my mom. Thanks.
Gotta let him have his moment.
Well, he said his mom just started following him this year and giving him advice when he played and stuff. Like, I think you're playing too, I can't remember what she said, too patiently or too aggressive, one of the two things. He's like, I didn't win a trophy this whole year now. She's been watching me. I used to win. I don't win anymore. I got to win for her. So then he won a trophy, and he was so excited, he lifted the trophy up, and the top of it flew off.
No! Oh, you didn't tell me. No.
But it's okay, because it's just a lid to the trophy cup, so it's fine. It's supposed to come off.
That's like his big moment, and
He's like, Mom, look what I won. Oh, shit.
Oh, I can't believe you didn't tell me that ahead of time. That's awful.
It's okay. The lid's supposed to come off.
I want to hide under the table.
Lids come off things all the time. Let me find something with a lid on it so I can show you. It comes off.
I know, but he dropped it. I'm sorry. Valve recently announced that they were considering allowing Counter-Strike players to create their own stickers. To explain this, Valve previously allowed professional teams to sell in-game stickers featuring team logos to their fans. This went over so well that Valve decided to explore having players sell stickers featuring their own signature, so you could get that digital nothing signature you always wanted. Let's talk about this, because Valve is all about like pointless accessories, hats, stickers.
Pointless to some people, but
Yes,
valuable to Valve, and valuable
In the form of money.
Yes, and valuable to those who buy them as well. Team stickers were a big deal when they came out because they generated some calamity, some confusion, some chaos, some other C words, because the organizations. I have a C word for you.
Yeah, I know you do. Why did it cause calamity?
Some organizations and the players who played for those organizations had disagreements about who should get the money for those stickers. It's like, well, it's our brand, so the organization should get the money. Yeah, but we're the players who make your brand look nice, and the teams, the fans want to buy the stickers for the teams. So yeah, you had some stuff there. That's why Cloud9 is now Cloud9, at least in part, because Complexity, who they formerly played under, wanted to take all sticker revenue, which sounds so evil. All the sticker revenue. All sticker profits go directly to the boss.
So they were like, that's what they clashed over. They're like, screw you guys, we're taking our own sticker money.
Taking our sticker money.
To like a My Little Pony episode or something.
They're taking all the sticker money. Oh no. We gotta get Applejack or whatever the fucking horse.
That's a pony.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. I'm really good at this.
Applejack is a pony.
And going to our My Little Pony commentator, Jared.
Name another one.
Storm Chaser.
Really close, but it's probably not.
I don't know who that
there's no
is.
Storm
I can't tell
Chaser.
you.
Cloud Girl. I don't know.
You're actually, they're like really close to actual pony names. That's really funny.
Is there one with a heart in it?
Hearthstone.
Heartsy?
Heartsy.
Heartsy the pony?
Sounds like a 1920s pony. Heartsy came onto the scene. That's all for the leaderboard this week. Join Meg and Ashley. I'm reading John's script for the Know It All on Friday on the Rooster Teeth channel, where we bring you all the biggest news stories of the week in one shot.
In the meantime, for more gaming and entertainment news, make sure you click like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week for more from the leaderboard. GG, everyone.
You started talking about My Little Pony.
We didn't even talk about the sticker story.